Hello YouTube, you join me on my way to Bynäset just outside Östersund, the beautiful place. I'm just gonna have a small hike, go for a swim and have some coffee. But that's not why I'm making this video. I'm making this video because Tesla released an update a couple of days ago, depending on your model. Maybe it rolled out sooner, maybe you haven't gotten it yet. I believe it's called 2024.32.4. I'll put the number on the screen if I'm wrong. And it doesn't say anything in the release notes about any changes, it just says minor bug fixes, as it often does. But people on forums have reported that since updating the car, the 12-volt outlets don't work anymore when you leave the car in Sentry mode, dog mode or keep climate on. And that, if that's true, that's a massive problem for Tesla camping, because when I go on my trips, I'm out for 1, 2, 3 weeks. I have the cooler running on the 12-volt outlet basically 24/7. And whenever I leave the car in the daytime to go for a hike or whatever I'm doing, I just leave the car in center mode because I know that keeps the 12-volt outlet active and I keep the food I have with me cold enough to not go bad. So what I'm going to do now is, when I get out there to the parking lot, I'm going to leave the camera and microphone in the car. I'm going to put the climate controls in different configurations. I'm going to walk away, leave the car for a minute and come back, fingers crossed that these observations on the forums are wrong somehow, or maybe it's regional, that it's only in the US and not in Europe, I don't know. But if it's true, I don't really know how to treat longer trips anymore. Luckily we're heading into winter, so storing food in the frunk, if you have stuff that needs to stay cold when I'm driving, I mean it's fine, as long as that it's stuff that can get frozen. It's a balance act. I just wish we could still have the option to leave the 12-volt outlet on. But I'm gonna head out there, we're gonna conduct the test, I'll let you see some of the beautiful fall colors as I'm driving out there, and let's just hope people on the internet are wrong. Okay, so not the best placement of the camera, but now at least we're parked at the parking here at Bynäset. I have the cooler plugged in, so I'm going to take my microphone, place it on there, so we get a clear indication of whether or not the 12-volt outlet stays active. The first we're going to do, just as a reference, I'm not going to leave any climate, no Sentry mode, nothing on. I'm just going to leave the cooler running, walk away from the car for a minute or so, then I'm going to come back and I'm going to try the different configurations. Now we're going to try Sentry mode, because that's what I typically use when I'm out traveling. Now we're going to try with Sentry mode and let's say keep climate on. Now we still have Sentry mode, and I'm going to go from keep climate on to dog mode. Now I'm going to try camp mode, and you can't have Sentry mode on when you use camp mode, so it's going to be only camp mode. Now, just for the sake of testing everything out, I'm going to leave the climate control in keep climate on, Sentry mode is off. And for our last little test, it's dog mode, Sentry mode is off. So I looked through the clips on my phone, and it seems like the only way to keep the 12-volt outlet active is to put your car in camp mode. That really sucks. I mean, you can put your car in camp mode if you leave the car for the day, but that means that you can't have Sentry mode running if you're worried that something might happen to your car, someone might drive into it, or it might get vandalized. So proper bummer. Let's hope this is some miscalculation by Tesla, something wrong in the update. But according to some sources, someone in Sweden had called the service center and asked about this, and they told that person that it's because taxi drivers and other people who have other peripherals in their car when they're driving use the 12-volt outlet to keep everything running. And when they put the car in, let's say, Sentry mode or keep climate on to keep the 12-volt outlet running, Tesla might be liable if there is some electrical fault. I initially speculated that it might be only the newer lithium battery versions that provide, 14 or 16 volts instead of 12 volts, and that might cause some issues and that they turned it off just to be cautious. But I have I'm pretty sure I have the old battery, and I only have 12 volts coming through my 12 volt outlet. I've used this particular cooler, I've been traveling with it on 24/7, probably a total of maybe 6 weeks with this cooler running, with no issues whatsoever with either the car or the cooler or heat generation or anything like that. So let's hope Tesla finds this video, share it in your Tesla groups, and hopefully they can revert this change, because this seriously limits your possibilities to go camping with your Tesla if you want to have food with you that you want to keep cool as you're driving around. Alright, that's it. Thanks for joining me on this little test. If you like this video and want more similar content, I do road trips, I do some reviews, and I show you my setup in my particular setup in my car. Consider subscribing, liking the video, everything helps. So have a good rest of your day.